The Democrats are already losing the battle for 2028 because they're still complaining about Joe Biden instead of focusing on Trump. We need to do what they did to Hillary Clinton and what they did to Biden once he got elected. I mean, Hillary Clinton had a 60 some approval rating when she left Secretary of State, and they dragged her all the way down to even with Trump in terms of being unpopular. So we need to do that instead of keep attacking our own people, our own candidates, because they make decisions that may or may not be, quote unquote, the right thing to do for politics in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. This is a new age of politics. These Democratic senators and governors, whoever else, saying, oh, Biden is setting a terrible example for future presidents. The future president has already done the same thing. He's done worse, multiple times worse. And he doesn't need anybody to set an example for him because he's going to do it anyway. So all the Democrats saying, oh, how can we look at ourselves, look in the voter's eye, and say that we were pro-democracy with the president pardon his own son? A lot of voters don't care about democracy. They don't care about anything except themselves, what they perceive to be benefits for them, even though they're voting against their interests. They don't care about democracy that much. Some voters do, our voters do, but Republican voters don't care about democracy. They don't care about rule of law. They don't care about norms. So just stop with that, because you're already losing for 2028. Secondly, what Democrats need to do, particularly Biden, Harris, if she's going to run again, Pete Buttigieg, if he's going to run, they need to get out there now and start campaigning and drawing a contrast. I think if Harris wanted to run again, or Pete Buttigieg, they need to stand with Biden's decision to pardon Hunter Biden, and then list each time Trump has done worse and how there was crickets, and the American people apparently didn't care about those situations. But what you're going to have is, over these coming years, is Trump is going to take credit for all the infrastructure bill that Biden got passed, that Trump promised but couldn't get passed. Trump is going to take credit for the factories being built for the Chips and Science Act. Trump's going to take credit for the cap on prescription drugs starting next year for seniors and Medicare, over $2,000 a pop. So it's very important for the Democrats to continue Biden, even though he'll be old, he is old now. Harris, Buttigieg, it's important for them to still try to show up to these ribbon cuttings and point out to the American people, these investments are not anything that Trump has done. It has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the Biden-Harris administration and the Democratic Party. But instead of doing that and attacking the crazy nominees, this is an opportunity to be pounding how batshit crazy all of Trump's nominees, all their rapes allegations, cheating on their wives 30 times, brain worms, white supremacist tattoos, women shouldn't be in the military, all these crazy things that these nominees have said. This is what we should be blasting out to the American people and sticking with that message. Instead, we're talking about Biden. Oh, Biden done this. Biden's going to be gone in a few months, and just attacking him serves nothing. He gets not one vote. There is not going to be one voter who votes in 2028 or say, I can't vote for the Democratic candidate because Joe Biden pardoned his son in 2024. I mean, you have a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, someone who watched the Capitol be attacked for 3 hours and didn't do anything, and the American people didn't care. At least in this election, the majority of the American people didn't care. So you're not going to care about none of this. You need to attack. And there's another golden opportunity. Although Trump has fake populism and he uses, the enemy, the foreigners are the enemy, the immigrants, the liberals, this and that. That's all old. And I think he did read Hitler's books, because that's all the stuff that Hitler did. Those are things that throughout time have proven to be very effective in generating nativism and hatred and isolationism. But the opportunity now is to take that same rage and turn it on them. This is the party of billionaire. This is the party of tax cuts for the rich. This is the party of the wealthy. And the Democratic Party is the party for working people, as it always has been. And you can list the things that we have done. But if we don't take these opportunities, it's going to be another bare knuckle. We may or may not win. There's no guarantee that Trump is going to fail and be a disaster. He should be. If he does things he says he's going to do, it's going to be an utter disaster. But you know he's a liar, and he'll say things. He'll say he did things that he didn't do. He will, just all kinds of crazy stuff. So you have to start attacking and dragging them down, making him as unpopular as you possibly can as Democrats. Start attacking and dragging J.D. Vance down, as they did with Hillary Clinton and anybody else who you think is a potential opponent, to put us on a path to win. And we don't need to pander to Republicans and say, we're going to adopt some of your policies or this, that. Just say this. The normal Republican Party members, the few that they are, we're not going to pander to you. We're not going to really campaign around you. If you want to campaign, you campaign on your own and try to get, your fellow Republicans to vote for us. But all we need to say is, if you want the Republican Party of principles and respect to come back, you just have to vote and make sure they lose. Because they're not going to vote, they're not going to change if they keep winning. And they have found that hatred, blaming other people for the problems, stoking fear, which is old as earth, is a key to victory. And we need to start playing the same game they play.